I think the most important thing is to really start with a plan. You have to sit down with your leadership team and really write out very carefully how you're going to engage stakeholders, which stakeholders you're going to engage, and your goal really is as much voice as possible in that process. So you want to try to reach as many voices as possible. So you have to organize that in a way that reaches your parent groups, your administrative groups, your teacher groups, your classified groups, all of the representative stakeholders in the group. And you should take all comers in this process. Secondly, you really need to be genuine in that conversation. It doesn't mean that you're going out to, in the LCAP process, to get all these ideas, what do you want to do with all this money? No, you should have a real clear direction in terms of what you want to do in your district. But you want feedback regarding what you're going to do with that plan and what you're going to do with those dollars. And this is the intent of the school district. What are your thoughts about our intent and the direction we're going? Are we on the right track? Are we attacking the right problems? And are we using the right strategies to do that? That's the feedback that you want. That's the power of engagement. Genuine engagement. Most importantly is listen, listen, and listen.
We met with various parent groups, not only the ones that were indicated in the LCAP plan. And what was interesting about that process is that we actually set the meetings up, not that we were adding an additional meeting to them, but we came to them to let them know what we were going to be doing, explaining to them not only the LCAP process, but also about the LCFF funding. And we spent a lot of time with various groups in order to support transparency.
The people who was there, the people from the district, they know that we have the experience. Parents and community members have the experience because we have been volunteers at the school sites, the classrooms. We also have been part of the school site councils, the PTAs. Some of us are part of different district, school, and even state parents groups. So we know for firsthand what the situation is in our district.
I think it was important for people to have an option and an opportunity to address concerns directly with the superintendent and also debate and rebut some of the ideas and notions or questions that they might have. It was a great opportunity for me personally to address stakeholder groups.
They gave us feedback and our thinking, and then we were able to hear their thinking. We were very diligent in taking really good notes and making sure that we could produce those notes back to all of our stakeholders that were at these meetings, both in English and in Spanish, so that they could go back and process what they had heard. I think that was really critical for our parents in particular, and actually our administrators, so that they could comment back. Then we came back a second time and met them again and said, based on the information that you provided us, here are the adjustments or the decision makings that we have made based on what we have heard from you.
We, at times in school districts, are kind of tempted to just turn the dollars over to a school site and have them make decisions about those pieces. And we relinquish our responsibility for systemic actions that should be taking place across an entire school district. So yes, we've had strategies district-wide. We view those strategies as very important. It wasn't a menu of what are we going to do and what's everybody's ideas and we're just going to embed those ideas and take a vote on it. The district really led the actions, and these are the things that we're going to do. These are the things we think are the right things to do for children based on data. And as a result, we'd like to have your feedback, and we'd like to hear your thoughts about these actions. As a result of that, our actions, our strategy, our plan changed, and at the end of the day, was much better at the end of the day because of that stakeholder feedback. The first is to be more inclusive rather than the opposite of that, exclusive. Take all comers, and we accommodated any group that wanted to meet.
Well, the fact that they listen to us, they listen to our question, they answer our question, they also take notes of the suggestions we made, and the fact that they clarify when parents have community members have a question regardless one of the 8 priorities of the state has for our district in order to work in an LCAP. they answer the question and we talk about it. We put it as a group. We put it in everything in context in order for us to address those A priorities.
We may not have changed a strategy. We may not have incorporated their idea. We may have done that as well, but at least people were heard, and we were able to respond as well to what we're doing in order to address those specific needs, or perhaps why we can't address specific needs. I think that's really important. And the second high yield strategy, I think it was really visiting each school site in our school district and getting feedback from each school staff in terms of what they think we should do with these additional resources based on the plan that we had put together. I think it was a great opportunity for me to hear firsthand from teachers in the field and classified members and administrators about the challenges that they have every single day. And if you don't hear that one-on-one, it just loses something in a translation and a survey, perhaps. And then I would add, lastly, a high yield strategy, which I don't think we've taken advantage of enough of, is really getting that student voice. I think the current high school district did a really good job getting feedback, and I think Panama Buena Vista is another school district that I know of. I'm sure there's other districts that have done a great job of getting feedback from or from student groups. We did that with a small leadership team of students. I think we can expand that, and I think we can do a better job with it. But I think what we did get was very high yield. So those are the three strategies that I'd highlight.
I think that we have to be creative. The districts have to create their own ways to reach parents. I don't know, maybe by using technology, Facebook, texting them. Because we have been relying on flyers, sending home, and now we have the phone calls. But still, we need more parents to be part of it, and we maybe need to approach on a different level. For example, we have kindergartens. That's when the parents are more involved. So let's try reaching out to those parents and teaching them then that they are needed, that they are part of the whole group that need to be working together and the benefit of the students. So if the parents of our kindergartens and elementary school grades understand that will be a lot easier for our maybe high schools and middle school to get more parents, participating in school sites and meetings and regular meetings, and to be part of the school, to be part of the students' life.
Continue to speak about the work. I think the more folks are informed about what we are doing, when we are doing it, how often, and making sure that we communicate it, I think will be a way to strengthen our engagement with our stakeholders.
The process can be uncomfortable. The process of engaging perhaps a stakeholder group about what they believe is wrong with schools and what we should do with dollars can be kind of uncomfortable. And people don't have all the information about what's happening in our school district. They don't know about our PBIS system, perhaps not accurately. They don't know about the work we're doing around professional learning communities. They don't know the work we're doing in culture proficiency or professional development in the area of Common Core or state standards. And it forces superintendent's team to make certain that they educate people on what's happening in a school setting. And I think it's the responsibility, and this is the important learning, it's the responsibility of school districts to train and to teach and to use the local control funding and the process of developing an accompanying local control accountability plan to teach the community how to engage institutions of learning, how to engage administration, school sites in a way that's appropriate, and how we go about an open dialogue. And that can be a new challenge for some leaders. And I know there were times it was challenging for me, where I would get frustrated with particular pieces. And sometimes you just want to pull back and say, well, I really don't have to meet with this group or that group. The reality is I do. And it's incumbent upon me, I view, and I think it's incumbent upon us, with this new funding model, local control funding, that we engage the community deeply, and that we train them also in terms of how you engage appropriately institutions of learning. That was an important learning for Bakersfield City School District, and personally for me.
I think first and foremost is we need to embrace the engagement process. For me, it has been an amazing opportunity to be able to have these conversations with all our stakeholders. I encourage everyone to do the same. It is time consuming, but it is well worth it.